winding down the 2026 Concacaf W Qualifiers. Final matches taking place in Group E as Curaçao welcomes Aruba. These two island neighbors already been eliminated from Group E, but an opportunity for regional pride as they take the field against each other on a potentially rainy night in Willemstad. 79% chance of rain, 81 degrees and breezy otherwise as Aruba visits Curaçao. So far in Group E play, Aruba did manage a victory in their opener against St. Kitts and Nevis, but they fell in their next two games against Panama and Cuba, the top two teams in the group. Curaçao have yet to find a point in group play. They do still have one final match remaining after tonight, as they will take on St. Kitts and Nevis on the final match day on Friday. So Aruba's chapter will come to an end tonight. Curaçao has one more game to play, both already mathematically eliminated from any further advancement. But again, an opportunity tonight to both better their standing, better their record in FIFA, so maybe they have a higher seed next time W qualifying comes around. And more than anything else, an opportunity for pride for all the locals in attendance. A well-attended game here tonight in Willemstad. You see the colors of Aruba, the colors of Curaçao, these two island neighbors in the region. Always fun when they meet on the pitch. Aruba, again, looking to tack on something else after their group opening victory over St. Kitts and Nevis. In their next couple of matches, they kept things tight. Only a 1-0 defeat against Cuba and a 3-1 defeat against Panama. So they've been right there every step of the way. Curaçao, as mentioned, had that defeat against Cuba 3-0 and Panama 6-1. They drew the tough straw of going up against the two highest ranked teams in this group right out of the gates. That match, though, against Cuba, they acquitted themselves well and finished 3-0 on a very quirky day. All three goals they conceded, Curaçao, came from the penalty mark, so a little bit of bad luck involved. Otherwise, they would have been mathematically alive into today. So it'll be Aruba and Curaçao coming up in just a moment. We'll have anthems, lineups, and kick to follow.
For tonight's Concacaf Women's Qualifier match, please welcome the teams of Aruba and Curaçao. first listen to the national anthem of Aruba, followed by the national anthem of Curaçao.
Can you move a little bit?
These matches turn out to be some of the best when it comes to the international stage. Yes, both teams are mathematically eliminated, but you have two local rivals, but rivals in a fun and friendly way between Curaçao and Aruba. No heated animosity. Two neighboring nations with immense respect and adoration for each other, and an opportunity tonight to play free, to play for your nation's pride, and to enjoy the beautiful game as we meet the starting 11, beginning with Curaçao. Kineshli Provence in goal. It's Talisha Henson, Amazia Burnett, and Shajana Martina up top for Curaçao. They were held scoreless in that game, losing 3-0 against Cuba. The goal in the 6-1 defeat against Curaçao came from Martina, who's in the starting 11 once again, wearing number 7 for Curaçao. And Martina was outstanding in that defeat against Cuba. Again, very unlucky that day, losing 3-0 on 3 penalties conceded. The officials for the evening are led by Danielle Chesky of the United States, with Josette Kerr-Wilson of Jamaica, Stephanie Dale Yi-Sing of Jamaica, and Francia Gonzalez of Mexico as the captains meet for the coin toss. Kadisha Martina for Curaçao, and Soraya Verhove of Aruba. Now we'll meet the starting 11 for Aruba. Tariana Dornkamp on the left side in the attack will rotate up more as a striker. She scored in their opening victory over St. Kitts and Nevis. And Genesis Hazel on that back line gets forward on set pieces, scored the winner in their lone victory over St. Kitts and Nevis. And then after that, it was the 1-0 defeat against Cuba, the 3-1 loss against Panama. In that game, it was Vanessa Susanna who scored. So all of Aruba's goals in this group play are accounted for in tonight's starting 11. One thing to keep in mind as this night goes along again is the ranking points in the ranking system. So the game still means a lot going forward between these two nations, despite both being mathematically eliminated from group play. Curaçao ranked 20th, Aruba ranked 22nd. The rankings come into play in terms of how the seeding is done for the pots when these tournaments come along. So the better your ranking, the better your seed, the more favorable your pot and your draw could be. So that's what's on the line from a consequential standpoint, as both Curaçao and Aruba are eliminated from advancing mathematically in Group E. It'll be Aruba right to left in the blue, Curaçao left to right in the white. There's the thumbs up from the referee Danielle Chesky, and away we go on this evening in the Concacaf W Qualifiers. Good, clean shoulder challenge in there. It'll be a throw for Aruba, trying to play quickly. It's Ace Gomes down the line for Bonnie Lammers. Lammers delivering toward that back post, a little too much on it. On the backside, kept alive, forcing her way through was Adenaya Breinberg. Good early look for Aruba, getting up the field quickly. It'll be interesting statistically how this goes. Two teams who traditionally sit back in effort to counter, but somebody has to possess more of the ball. Which of these sides will materialize as the aggressors in that realm this evening? Akisha Lohman works it back. DeAngelis Strihaftig all the way down for Genesis Hazel to reset. Amazia Burnett trying to spin her way through. Dangerous Burnett in that 3-0 loss against Cuba. Had nothing to show for it on the scoreline, but very dangerous. Down the right side, it's Breinberg feeding it in front of the back post. It was there. Net was empty, still on for Bonnie Lammers. Shot blocked. Tucked back in for Ace Gomes. Plays in Greece with Panathinaikos. Decent mix of players playing domestically and also abroad for both of these nations. Many in the Netherlands. And an early yellow card is shown for DeAngelis Strihaftig. Both these nations, of course, historically, formerly territories of the Netherlands. So that's why you have the heavy representation on both these sides playing professionally in the Dutch League at the moment. Soraya Verhoeven standing over this with Vanessa Susanna. Be the in-swinger of Verhoeven, the captain, or the outswinger of Susanna, who has a goal herself in this tournament. It is Verhoeven dropping in the in-swinger. Traffic in front, cleared by Curaçao. Drop back for Dornkamp. Looking through and gathered by King Province. It was tough to not feel for King Province in that loss against Cuba. And all 3 goals scored by Cuba, a penalty from the penalty spot rather against Curaçao. Made a number of other massive saves to keep them in that game. So much to ask when you face 3 penalties in a single match. Joya Trump. Wide for Adenaya Breinberg. Weaving through, slotted in. Dornkamp goes for goal off the post and in. Tariana Dornkamp opens the scoring for Aruba in the 7th minute. Oh, you could see what it means. Don't tell these players on a night like this that they're mathematically eliminated from Group E, playing free-spirited in a local regional rivalry, but a friendly rivalry between these 2 nations. Elation in front of a great crowd this evening in Willemstad as Dornkamp opens the scoring. Aruba have really been on the front foot. Can they double down in quick succession? Breinberg drops a shoulder to the end line and wins a corner. Terrific start for Aruba. In swinger from Verhoeven, the captain. Too much for Bonnie Lammers to deal with. And out for a goal kick in the end. flicked on. Dornkamp was lurking already with a goal. Turned over at the back. Dangerous from Curaçao. Tug of the jersey. It's a free kick coming. Tanisha Lowe's. Will she end up in the book as well? Already one yellow card against Curaçao to the left back, DeAngelis Shriaftig. Now it's the right back, Tanisha Lowe's under fire, but it looks like she gets away without a card. From the free kick to that back post. A header wrong side of the post. That was a terrific free kick. Exactly what you want in that moment for Vanessa Susanna. If untouched, almost went in on its own. Keeper wasn't sure what to do with it and had a runner at that back post. Just not the outcome they were looking for in the end. Inches wide. Susanna. Cutting in, going for that far post was Ace Gums. Dominant in the early going for Aruba. Really controlling this statistically one-sided. 70% of the possession going Aruba's way. Now 6 shots to none, 2 on target, and the 1 goal to show for it. First chance to break out for Curaçao after falling behind. Kadisha Martina going for goal from a long way out. It fooled again most of the crowd. It's pulled near the post, just wide. You could hear half the crowd start jumping up and cheering, thinking that was in as the net rippled, but from the backside. Free kick for Aruba. Take it quickly. Trying to catch Curaçao off guard. Ace Gums. Susanna. Back for Sofia Mora. Quarter of an hour gone. Aruba with the lead, 7 minutes in. It's Ariana Dornkamp with her second goal of group play. Aruba playing their final match. Curaçao will play on Friday on the final match day against St. Kitts and Nevis. Back into play from the throw for Curaçao. Into space, down behind, Alicia Fines. Dispossessed. Long throw from Tanisha Luz. And she could do it from a little bit closer now. Lammers, space for Breinberg. Breinberg clipping it through all the way. So for Neto. And the flag was up, ball was out of play. Goal came 7 minutes in from Aruba. Curaçao nearly leveled it a few moments ago on that strike from Kadisha Martina, cutting in from the left and given away here by Aruba. Fed through, some space for Amazia Burnett. It's Burnett to goal, saved Rebound saved again. Hadassah Cook with 2 back-to-back outstanding saves to keep it 1-0 Aruba. Chance from the corner. Looking back post from the corner. Just out of reach. Cut back by Hansen. On the turn, Burnett. Can she get a shot off? Right off the chest as the cross is blocked. Kadisha Martina looking centrally. Backward started on the throw. Tanisha Lowe's falls to the back post. Keep her off her line. Picked up by Kadisha Martina. Serves it back in again. Shot for a handball, play on. Volley blocked by Lemmers to goal and saved. Fed along for Tanisha Lowe's. On the turn, Taisha Hansen just lost the ball. Throw for Aruba. All the way back to initially Province, the goalkeeper. Akisha Lohman. Gave it away, looking through the middle for Taisha Hansen. Won back immediately by Curaçao. Hansen. Down by Sophia Mora. Pardon me, that's Michaela Neto. Now finding a way through. Michaela Neto, look at this run from the defender. Neto back to her feet, in possession. Good step to win it back. The goal scorer, Tariana Dornkamp. For Michaela Neto. Awkward challenge there, play on. Lammers. Favorable bounce here for Aruba. Make it count. Back to Sofia Mora. Switching down to the end line. Out of play. Action from elsewhere this evening. We'll keep you updated on as things go along around the landscape of the Concacaf W Qualifiers. Here in Group E, both these teams eliminated. It's all going to come down in this group to the final match day of play between Panama and Cuba. Panama on 9 points, Cuba on 7. Winner of that game goes through. If there's a draw, Panama goes through. Burnett deflected as she was looking through for Flaneur. Taisha Hansen ushered away by Michaela Neto. Into Bonnie Lammers. Lammers, it looked like she was thinking about it. Taking you through the group so far. Group A will be decided when Mexico and Puerto Rico meet on the final match day. Both are perfect with 9 points from 3 matches. A tie would break Mexico's way because of a superior goal differential by 4 goals over Puerto Rico. In Group B, Jamaica on 9 points from 3 matches. Nicaragua and Guyana also in the mix. Both have 6 points through 3 matches. Now, the head-to-head on the final match day will feature Jamaica against Guyana. Jamaica's sitting in a good position. All they need is a draw. The only way Jamaica doesn't go through is if they lose, and they do so by 9 or more goals. So Jamaica very likely through Group B. They were always the favorites heading into that group. Group C will come down to Costa Rica against Guatemala, both on 9 points. Tie favors Costa Rica. In Group D, Haiti, 9 points. Dominican Republic, 7 points. A tie would put Haiti through. If either side wins, they go through. A rare stoppage here. Looks like the referee, Danielle Chesky, is actually being worked on. And rolled her left ankle. Was asking for some tape from the physician or the trainer. We'll keep you going through the groups then. Obviously here in Group E, it comes down to Panama and Cuba. 9 points for Panama, 7 for Cuba. Cuba must win. And then in Group F, it's the tightest of the groups right now in terms of the group with the lowest point tallies because it's the only group with 4 teams. All the other groups had 5 teams. So when I say that El Salvador has 6 points and Trinidad and Tobago have 4 points, if you're wondering why it's so much less than the other groups, that is why. But El Salvador in pole position, all they need is a draw. Trinidad and Tobago have to beat them to find a way through. So everything is going to come down to the final match day later this week or later tonight. Here's where Daniel Chesky, the last play earlier in this game where the goal came for Tariana Dornkamp, An opportunity to look back here. And that was the moment in the 7th minute that they took the lead while Chesky is still being worked on. So all those teams and all those groups I mentioned and what's on the line going forward, it's all to make it into the Concacaf W Championship later this year, taking place in November and December. The United States and Canada already automatically qualified through. They'll be joined by the 6 group winners from qualifying to form an 8-team tournament. From there, we'll have qualification passageway through to the 2027 FIFA World Cup in Brazil. Both these teams mathematically eliminated, but still an opportunity tonight to put their best foot forward against local regional rivals. Protocol here is if she is not fit to continue, Danielle Chesky, that's where she had asked for the help for the trainer. If she cannot continue, the 4th official, Francia Gonzalez of Mexico, would step in as the head referee. The 2 assistant referees would stay in their positions. Now after that, we'd have no backup. But that would be the simple switch for now if Chesky cannot continue. Rest of the players will take this as an opportunity. Just move around a little bit, pass it back and forth, stretch around it. Don't see this every day and just hope all's all right for Danielle Chesky. Looks like she'll soldier on for now after getting some tape. And back to the action now. All eyes on the referee to make sure she's okay to continue. Picked up by Verhove. Tough to see these teams go off to the side like that, needing to get into a rhythm. You wonder how quickly it takes before they can get back into the swing of things. Picked up by Horatia Finis, and she's fouled. Taken down by Kadisha Martina, firing it into the middle. Played out wide by Susanna. Breinberg had to retreat. Kadisha Martina. Back to Akeisha Lohman and the keeper, Ignacio Province. Martina lost it. Did well to fight for it though. Took a deflection. Throw for Aruba. Throw comes in from Tanisha Lowe's. Wonder how much stoppage we'll see at the end of this first half after the referee injury. Bonnie Lammers. Lammers lost it. Verhove battled for it, but it's cleared. Dornkamp, the goal scorer, back in the 7th minute from a long way out. Not this time. Turned over from the goal kick. Gums looking to create space. Clipped down from behind. Free kick coming. Advantageous position.
Another player cautioned at the side of Curaçao, receiving the yellow card is number 7, Shijona Martinez.
Who'll it be? Now standing alone, Vanessa Susanna taking charge of this. Oh, instead it's the left foot, and it's through the wall and in. Soraya Verhove finishes for Aruba. Everything about that made it seem like it was just going to be Vanessa Susanna. And then at the last moment, the captain steps in, tucks it through the wall, might have taken a deflection. Either way, 2-0 Aruba. She was lingering so far away. Susanna was the one closest to it. I know that took a deflection. Let's see. Closer look here. Is it in clean or deflected? Yeah, it looked in clean, actually. Either way, it's a 2-goal lead now for Aruba. Six minutes of added time. Almost all because of the referee injury, but Danielle Chesky appears to be moving okay. To the end line, maybe one last chance to tack on for Aruba. Bouncing ball. Provence takes charge. Susanna through Verhoeven. Into space. Well taken by Khadijah Martina. Ending this half on a high note would be massive for Curaçao if they could find a way. Instead, it's Verhoeven long the other way. Battled on that right side. Susanna. To the end line. Delivery in front, comes all the way through the volley wide from Dornkamp. Final minute of this half. Aruba struck early, 7 minutes in, and then another on a free kick. Martin to the end line. Final play of this half, you'd imagine, out for a goal kick. 6 minutes come and gone. Provençal can't pick it up, has to clear it. Almost made a mess at the end of this half, and there's a whistle to end it in half number 1. Aruba 2, Curaçao nothing. Final match in Group E play for Aruba. Curaçao still has one more to go, looking for their first point of group play. Aruba looking for their second win and hoping to end on a high note. So far, so good. Up 2-0. Look back at highlights from the first half of action between Aruba and Curaçao. A lively environment this evening in Willemstad. Two local neighboring nations, not separated by much, and haven't been separated by much on the field either. 2 goals in Aruba's favor, but it's been an even first half overall. There's been some stretches going forward where Curaçao have looked dangerous. The opening goal, and the tone was set, though, 7 minutes in with the goal from Tariana Dornkamp. Her second goal of group play. It would take a while to add a second, not until the 43rd minute. But this swung the early power balance in Aruba's favor. Aruba outshot Curaçao 10-5, 4 shots on target to 3. They were not unblemished on the other side, but they were not punished by Curaçao for some of their defensive issues. And they had that opening goal 7 minutes in to buoy them. Nearly another here from a free kick. Back post, almost went in by itself. The header was there as well. This one pulled just wide by Kadisha Martina. Did not miss by a whole lot. And the keeper, Hadassa Kok, very afraid at her near post. And Hadassa Kok makes two big saves here. One in the rebound and two, keeping it 1-0 in favor of Aruba. Those are the two most dangerous shots and efforts at goal put forth in this one. Curaçao need to grow into the half, creating more chances, but nothing falling. Take on the volley. Denied once again. And then in the 43rd minute on the free kick, thought it was going to be Vanessa Susanna. Instead, in steps Soraya Verhoeven through the wall. Might have taken a slight deflection as the wall came apart. Unclear. What is clear is it gave Aruba the 2-0 lead, from which they have not looked back. At that point, it seemed like the shoulders slumped a little bit for Curaçao, while Aruba were flying high and take the 2-0 lead into halftime. Both teams are mathematically eliminated, just playing for future ranking spots in Concacaf at this point. And so far, so good for the visitors from Aruba. Look at the stats from that first half. Paint a more even picture than the scoreline suggests. 10 shots to 5. Shots on target almost even. Possession does tilt Aruba's way stylistically, but overall an even contest. Couple of big saves made by Aruba's goalkeeper, preserving the lead, and that lead is 2-0 at the break.
The whistle, and we are underway. Concacaf W Qualifiers.
Second chance opportunity saved. Nearly on the line. Third chance is in. What a move, Christopher. And a heck of a save.
He's going to try again. Oh, and she scores this time.
This is obsession. The beautiful sickness. You tell yourself it's just a game. A thing to pass the time. But time starts to bend around it. This is football, a madness that ties strangers together and tears friends apart. And these are its most epic battles.
This broadcast is copyrighted by Concacaf for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of Concacaf is strictly prohibited.
Ready to get things going in half number 2. It'll be Aruba left to right in the blue, Curaçao right to left in the white. 2-0 lead for Aruba in their final match of Group E play. Curaçao will have one more turn against St. Kitts and Nevis on Friday. So Aruba looking to end on a high note, would be their second victory of group play. It looks like we're going to actually have a referee switch here to begin this half, too. Oh, Daniel Chesky picked up the injury that led to the delay in the first half. Now the officials having a conference with Francia Gonzalez of Mexico, the fourth official, who has the whistle in hand. Daniel Chesky is hobbling. So it does look like we do have a referee switch at halftime. You don't see this every day. We'll let you know if there's any player substitutes at halftime as well, but we have a referee substitute at the break. Does look like there's an actual substitution in the wings. Epson Shani Regensburg will be entering the match for Curaçao after the referees sort out their swap. Trying to get the microphone off of Daniel Chesky and onto Francia Gonzalez now. Here's that change for Curaçao with Regensburg checking in. So now with Francia Gonzalez in charge, we're underway in half number 2. Lammers active in that first half. Comes all the way through. Looking over the top for Martina. Can they get her more involved in this second half? Curaçao. Taken down the right flank by Adenaya Breinberg, stumbling at the end after the intervention. Goal kick. field. Some contact there as Martina goes down. Can she be more creative in the second half? It's dangerous at times in the first, but didn't have the ball enough. Just to close the chapter on the substitution of Richensburg checking in for Curaçao, it was Ludmarie Flanor who checked out. From the free kick, Martina flashing it wide. Lammert. Cleared away by Lohman, not far enough. Handball called. Another free kick coming, and a yellow shown. That's D'Angeli Shrihaftig. This is where the referees have to communicate, actually. We noted the halftime switch of the referees. Shrihaftig picked up a yellow in the first half. I don't know if Francia Gonzalez realizes that yet, or is it instead to Kadisha Martina, excuse me. It is. Fortunate there for Curaçao. Shrihaftig was involved at the end there. Didn't notice initially, thought she might have been the one to kick the ball away, and that was what the yellow was for. My mistake. It was on that initial infraction against Kadisha Martina, who enters the book. Taken by Verhoeven, who scored on a free kick already. Punch clear by Provence. Bounces through, sets up nicely, it's saved again. Secondary effort gathered by Provence. Through, oh, swing and a miss. The net is empty, and Curaçao has a goal back. Finished by Amazia Burnett. And the comeback is on for the home side. Poor bit of play from Hadassah Cook in goal. Oh, just came out and missed it. Can Aruba restore the 2-goal advantage down the other way? A penalty. It was just inside the area, and mere seconds after Curaçao pulled a goal back. A penalty coming for Aruba. Is there another for Tariana Dornkamp, who scored the opener tonight? Actually, Provence is no stranger to this. She faced 3 penalties in the match against Cuba back in March. From the spot right down the middle, Provence frozen. And Tariana Dornkamp has her 2nd goal of the day. Well taken. Just enough of a body feint to fool the goalkeeper. Through the middle, it's nice Gums. Intercepted, well read by Strjaftig. And fouled. Strjaftig has her own yellow. Has to be wondering if Dornkamp's going to see one here for a foul like that. No card shown. Taken through by Shajana Martina. Back to Strjaftig. Trying to find a way through Riechensberg. And one back by Aruba. Through to Breinberg. Waiting for some support to arrive. Breinberg. Little rollover back and forth. Breinberg now lays it off. Ice Gums. Vanderhove. Work to the end line. And a corner for Aruba. Shaftig slowly helped off. Wonder if she'll be able to continue. Already made one change. It'll be a corner for Aruba. Remember, after all of that. Short, now swung in. Provence punches clear and is fouled. Through the middle with some menace here from a long way out. Pulled wide from Shajana Martina. Rhythm has really been taken out of this game with some of the injuries we've seen in the last few minutes. Back and forth, a lot of breaks in the action. That'll be all for DeAngeli Shaftig, who leaves injured. Unable to continue. Shamiline Leto takes her spot. Corner again for Aruba. Now the keeper down. From the corner, back post, so misplay by the keeper, but it's untouched through for a goal kick. Handball against Adanaya Breinberg as she tried to find a way through. Halfway through this second half, Aruba 3, Curaçao 1. Same margin as we had at halftime, but now an extra goal for each side. Whistle blows it dead. Unclear what it was for. Oh, it looks like a player on the far side. That being Sujana Martina. Had blood spotted on her. Susanna brought down. Played in. Flag stays down. Oh, heavy touch. Can be rescued? Yes! Ace comes. A heavy first touch. Almost squandered the moment. But a quicker recovery, a better finish, and a 4-1 lead for Aruba. Right there, thought it might have been gone with a touch in toward two defenders, but a quick thinking toe poke. Great moment for Gums here in the final 23 minutes in stoppage time for Aruba in this tournament. Cannot mathematically go through, but can end on a high note with what would be their second win. Played through, flag stays down. A response for Curaçao, no, saved. Yellow shown after that exchange. Off her line, and Isakak will clear it away. Had a blunder earlier that led to the Curaçao goal. Safer with it this time. Aruba started with a victory over St. Kitts and Nevis and losses to the top two teams in this group, Panama and Cuba. Cannot go through, but can end on a high note and finish in third in the group. Give them the confidence to go forward in the next go-round at qualifying. From a long way out. Bonnie Lammers with the shot. Been very active tonight. Dangerous player she's shown to be. It's back for Susanna. Sent long over the top. Gums chasing it down. About this on the left side from Shoshana Martina. Switches. Work back for the captain, Kadisha Martina. Floated wide from Nicia. Initially, Nicia has been quiet tonight. Hasn't been called upon much defensively. Hasn't had to do much stepping up off the back line. She might be called upon here, though, defensively. Susanna. Player down for Curaçao. Slowly off the field. Taisha Hansen looks like she might be subbed off as well. Rangeli Keller enters the match for Curaçao, hoping to provide a spark in the attack. 14 shots to 10 in Aruba's favor. 7 on target to 5. It's the possession that has now really felt in control for Aruba. 61-39. It has stayed that way quite a while. A nice move. Still with it now, going for goal. It's the capper to the evening. Adonaya Breinberg with a moment of individual brilliance makes it 5-1 Aruba. Sub now for Aruba. Anna Rogers getting some run now with the score being what it is, 5-1 late on. Dropped in, collision between the keeper and Ice Gums. Still down. Nicely, Province. Made some nice saves tonight and in this tournament for Curaçao. Oh, taken through by the substitute, just on Zayana Rogers, blocked. Yellow shown to Gums. Bounces around. Breinberg looking for it, taken by Ziana Rogers. Dug out one cleanly by Neshalin Nisia. From a long way out, it was Vanessa Susanna bidding for another. Minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Through ball. The substitute Rogers crashing in. Province another stop and paid for it. That'll be all for Vanessa Susanna. In the meantime, for Aruba, replaced by Jennifer Henao. Here's where Province went down. Done so much good in goal for Curaçao in this game, despite the scoreline. And they will change the keeper here. Cheyenne Seljak will come on. Or perhaps not. She just came to the halfway line expecting the sub to come right then and there, but the ball was put back into play by Province. Only a minute and a half plus stoppage remaining now. And now to applause, Province comes off the goalkeeper. Showed herself well tonight as she has through this tournament. Curaçao will still have one more match remaining against St. Kitts and Nevis before it's all said and done. And another change for Aruba. This is their final match, so somewhat emptying the bench here, getting some additional players in. The last opportunity to see the field. There you see in the background, tears from King Nashley Province. Gave so much to this game tonight. Only 4 minutes of stoppage added. Honestly feels light considering the injuries we've seen and the stoppages we've seen in this second half, but understanding that there's no relevance to the goal differential or the result in the grand scheme of the group. Both these teams eliminated. 4 probably appropriate. Could this be another one for Aruba? The substitute Rogers puts it wide. Numbers for Aruba. Through. Comes. Edge of the area. Blocked. From the corner, header wide. We'll give it away out of the back. Some contact there. It'll be a corner. Aruba also brought in Joyce Chen and Delilah Cruz. And that last change that saw Liam Trump come on. From the back post, it's all the way through. Still loose in front, flick toward goal, bounding around. A check for the flag, it stays down, and it's a 6 for Aruba. Jennifer Hanau, the substitute, celebrates it. Four minutes of stoppage come and gone. Whistle goes. Aruba takes it 6-1, and you can see what it means to these players. They knew they were eliminated coming into the night, but no matter. An outpouring of emotion. They play their final group match of W qualifying. It ends with an emphatic 6-1 win over their rival island neighbors, Curaçao, here in Group E of the 2026 Concacaf W Qualifiers. 6-1 to Aruba. Look back at highlights of Aruba's 6-1 victory over Curaçao, ending Group E play on a high note. They started with a 2-1 victory over St. Kitts and Nevis, followed by 2 losses against the top 2 ranked teams in this group in Cuba and Panama, but ending strong. Minute 6, Dornkamp with the goal, giving Aruba the 1-0 early lead. Work done there. But there were chances the other way for Curaçao. A couple of big saves made for the middle portion of that first half, preserved the 1-0 Aruba lead and gave them an opportunity to take a 2-0 lead into halftime on this Verhoeven free kick. Took a slight touch from the wall, but ends up in the corner. Well taken by Verhoeven, the captain. So that would do it for the first half. And then into half number 2, Curaçao would get off to a strong start. They would find a goal 52 minutes into this match, and this mistake by the goalkeeper coming here as she comes up to clear it. It ends up in behind, and it's easily tucked in by Amazia Burnett. And what seemed to maybe be a pathway back into this game for Curaçao was short-lived. That goal came in the 52nd minute after the celebration, and then the kickoff. Right off the kickoff, it was taken down by Aruba. After the second. Look at that finish from Burnett. And right after that ensuing kickoff, though, down the other way, a foul, a penalty, and a conversion restored the 2-goal advantage. Gums in the 67th minute made it 3-1. Pardon me, yes, in the 67th minute. Another one came here from Gums. It was Dornkamp who scored the penalty in the 54th, and this one in the 67th. Another came in the 80th by Breinberg, and then the final one came 90+4. Karaming in front, finished by the substitute Henao, all adding up to a 6-1 Aruba victory over Curaçao in their final match of Group E play in the 2026 Concacaf W Qualifiers. Celebration continued then for Aruba. So many Aruban supporters here, the neighboring island to Curaçao. Action taking place here in Willemstad, just a short flight away. And all smiles for Aruba as they take it 6-1 this evening, and the visiting crowd rejoices. The whistle went final, confirming it all, and the bench was able to get in on the celebration as well. One final look at the stats. Aruba's 6-1 victory, 19 shots to 10, 9 on target to 5. A hefty possession advantage, all adding up to Aruba's 6-1 victory over Curaçao. Now what it means for the standings is that Aruba ends up in third place, officially clinched. They will finish in third place, no higher, no lower. It's all eyes now on Panama and Cuba Friday in a winner-take-all setting with one spot up for grabs in the Concacaf W Championship later this year. Stick with us for more coverage as the week goes on in the 2026 Concacaf W Qualifiers. Good night, everybody.